Hello, everyone. Dr. Gwen here in our final Swing into Action video segment. Yes, I'm still in my holiday jammies. It has been quite a holiday season. We've all had experiences in chartering the unknown in terms of experiencing a social distance holiday season. Nonetheless, we've made it through and we are preparing to wrap up this holiday season by going into the new year. Betty, Raquel, and I would like to thank all of you who participated in our Swing into Action series. The series was designed to provide accurate information regarding just what's going on around us, what's going on with the COVID quarantine, what is going on with our mental health in terms of being as the best that we can be during this particular period. For those of you who submitted videos for our consumption, we learned quite a bit. We learned how to dance a bit. We learned about decluttering. We learned about managing our money. We even learned about how to stay safe in cyberspace and much, much more. So we do appreciate those segments that you have sent in. At this point, we're just looking at, or I would just like to add a few more comments as we're wrapping up this production, a few more comments about how to take care of yourselves during a pandemic. We are still in the COVID pandemic with no end in sight. Even though a vaccine is available, we still don't have an end in sight. So, how do you take care of yourself? Just a refresher from some of the things that were mentioned earlier. Make sure that you practice self care. Most importantly, self care is the act of just doing those things that allow you to relax, those things that you enjoy doing, and those things that give you a good sense of self. In addition to practicing self care, as we continue in this pandemic, it's okay to experience your emotions, to experience your feelings. Generally, the statistics say that during periods like this, and in this period in particular, anxiety and depression are probably up for a lot of people. The reason why they are up for a lot of people, the anxiety is a result of just not knowing what's next. We don't know what's around the corner. As I said earlier, we know that there's a vaccine out there, but what does that mean, and how will that impact us in our lives? We don't know what's around the corner. Again, we're not sure how long the pandemic will go on. We're not sure about our travel plans. We're not sure about anything related to our future, and this is a new thing. Also, the depression that's associated with this is just recognizing to some extent there's nothing conceivably that we can do about our circumstances. Although it may seem that we can do nothing, the reality is that our thoughts and our actions can help us to feel a little better and to manage that anxiety and depression. So, when I talk about managing your thoughts, that is just managing the negative thoughts that we have about or that you have about what is going on and focus on the positives. Often in situations like this, there are positives that come out of it. Imagine maybe some new traditions that you have established as a family, maybe a new virtual group of individuals that you have known in the past, but you didn't realize that there was a connection. We can avoid some of those negative thoughts and actions by again focusing on the positives. One of the things that I often recommend to folks is just to keep a journal. I don't know if I mentioned it in one of the other sessions, but Keeping a journal is an important way of keeping track with your feelings, including in your journal items related to gratitude, those things that we can be thankful for. Included in your journal also would be things that are just related to the positives that you have experienced. For example, recognizing that if you're sitting with your family and you don't have 20 people, but you have 5 people, that it is an intimate setting and it is significant and meaningful to you. So, as we have managed the holiday season, as we have gone through the holiday season with New Year's, and yes, my birthday, January 20th, coming forward, what are some of the things that we think about as we go into the winter months? The winter months right now seem pretty distant, pretty cold, and again, uncharted territory as a result of the COVID and the social distancing. We won't have an opportunity to get out as much as often. We won't have an opportunity to perhaps exercise outdoors. So, what are some of the things that we can do to manage ourselves as we are going through this period of uncertainty in the winter? So, the same things that were mentioned earlier are the same things that apply now as a part of being quarantined, as a part of being social distance. Make sure that you are making a space for your house, in your house for yourself. Like a work area, a play area. We know what the kitchen area is, but make sure that there are boundaries within your house so that you can maximize the space in your house. Make sure that you're communicating well with other individuals that you are housebound with. And by communicating well, I mean making sure that when you talk to an individual, you speak in the I, as opposed to you always, or I want you to do so and so, rather to say, I feel this way when that happens. I would appreciate it if you would do this, indicating that you have value, but at the same time you're not downplaying someone else. So that communications, that finding boundaries within your space, they are all good ways of utilizing the situation that you find yourselves into. As you continue in this winter season, also make sure that you are taking time with others. Being helpful towards others is genuinely useful. It's called altruism, and it's a good way to work with managing stressful situations, being able to help others and being able to be of assistance to others. Going into the winter months, looking at the uncertainty of what's ahead, just make sure that you take good care of yourself. Again, eating well, exercising as best you can, and reaching out to others. The very important part of all of this is understanding that these are perilous times, that we are uncertain regarding what's going on, and that it's okay to not be okay. It's okay. It's okay. Make sure that you're reaching out for support and recognize that we are moving into a direction that hopefully will allow us to look at 2021 2020 and early 21 as a point in history that we have had the distinct opportunity to participate. So this is Swing in Action, checking out. Gwen Newsom here. Thanks, Betty Murchison. Thanks, Raquel Rouse, for all the help that you have been. And if you would like additional information, make sure you get in touch with me at gknews@gmail.com, or let Raquel know if you have an interest. Thank you again, and until we meet again, hola.